to a certain percentage or gets to a certain number of layers, you can give a notice to one of.
Let's turn Joel off. View in YouTube. Bring over mic. Pop out chat. Pop out chat. What is up? Destroy this. Don't need that anymore. StreamYard's video, YouTube chat, all is good. What's up, Mr. 3D Printing and Painting? I put your thing on, if you see the picture, on Twitter, your card. I cleaned one up. It came out really good. Put some double-sided tape on it and mounted it on the sticker panel. And then I posted the picture on the tweet. And then one down. And sort of two down. And then there's that one dreaded piece way up inside. Oh, the camera. Yeah. It's not very accurate. That and the battery on the iPhone and the battery on that die, like, so I got to keep it plugged in all the time. I got to like charge the phone. It does work. It's pretty cool. I haven't played with it much. I played with it for like an hour, and not even when I first got it from you. I'm gonna play with it more in a bit. That's a future thing. But yeah, I shut the wall over here, which I know is 68 degrees because my thermostat says 68 degrees. And it was telling me it was like 95 degrees. And then I turned it off and charged everything, and it was 68 degrees. And then I turned it off and recharged everything because it only lasted like 5 minutes. And then it was 90 million degrees again. It was like weird. It wasn't, I don't know. It might be something I'm doing. You can't even download a manual for it. I guess it's too old. But I appreciate it. I'm going to play with it. It's just, I got to figure it out, I think. It does work right here. And they just knocked over crap. Oh well. I'm going to play with it some more. What's up, Viking? Anyone want to jump in? Y'all more than welcome to join in to the We Hate Super Bowl Sunday football thing. Not that I really hate football. I do, but I don't. I just don't care about it anymore. I used to watch football years and years and years and years ago, but even then I was like, whatever. It was never that important to me. I don't get the whole overkill of it. People are fanatical about it. I've discovered the plastic tubed Q-tips are great support breaker outers in like channels and places you can't get to. They have just enough flexibility so you don't like damage anything, but they're strong enough to actually pop them out. There's a hint for you. These are plastic, like, you know, no name. Actually, I think these are actual Q-tips. Actual brand name Q-tips. And they popped it right out. Anything else I'm missing? Nope. I just noticed it lifted in the corner. I don't know if you can see it because all light, and I am not closing the windows because it's sunny out, and I'm enjoying the sun for what little we get up here in New England, because it's supposed to be like crappy for the next 7 days in a row. It's not gonna rain or anything. It's just gonna be cloudy and crappy and all that crap. Crappy crap. The crappy crap. Yeah, I'm not. I don't know how long. I haven't been feeling great either. Last couple of days, I've had like weird headaches, and right now my knees are killing me. And thinking of that, it's time for some drugs. You need to just get some sleep there, Tom. You need to take like a whole week and just not stream and not come to us American idiots and just sleep for a week. Add to cream. What's up, man?
I think there's more than one software for that camera. I remember a while back I was looking, and there is more than one.
Yeah, I can't get anything for it. It's outdated.
Did you look on the Fleur website?
Yep, they say I can't even get a manual for it. It just says nope.
Wow.
Too old. That's all right. I'll figure it out. I literally played with it for like 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting an echo here. Let me lower this volume down here.
Yeah. It's cool. I'm going to play with it. Part of it is just I got to figure it out, I think. There's a calibration and crap you're supposed to do too, from what I understand.
Me, I'm working on my CR10S over here. Yeah, let's get that over there.
Cool.
Hey,
what are those?
I got the manual on it.
Dude, you got to like kill your mic down. You're getting a wicked feedback.
And I am moving the control board underneath.
That's probably a good idea.
PSU and everything else.
I think I'm going to do that with the thing I'm working on. I kind of like the idea of the box being separate, and I kind of don't.
That's the TH3D Easy Board.
Oh yeah.
So I bought a Meanwell power supply, and I'm just rewiring it.
You're breaking up. You got to lower the volume on your mic or something.
I did. Oh, you know what it probably is? Hold on. Let me turn off this other. Oh, how about now?
Yeah, it's too loud. I think you're just getting too close to it. You got a boom mic that you're using?
Yeah, you know what it is? I'm using the mic on the camera.
Yeah, because when you get really close to it, it's loud. It
right, but the echo's gone, right?
Pretty much. There's I can hear something in the background, but it's not terrible.
All right, let me find out. Do I have another mic on? I don't think so.
You've got the YouTube channel playing in the background or something. I can hear myself like 10 seconds later.
Yeah, let me see what's going on.
Kill the YouTube channel. Just break out the chat.
No, I did. I already killed that.
Either that or you got something else playing. I can hear something in the background.
No, I did. Yeah, that is odd. Let me unplug this other mic. Let me make sure I'm unplugging the right one. Oh, you know what? I'm going to check out for a minute and go over my. Oh, wait a minute. No, I can do it from here. Let me see. Camera audio.
Yeah, I can hear the. You got a YouTube channel still going in the background with the audio.
All right. 1, 2,
You got a printer running? It
3.
sounds like a printer squealing now that I'm listening to it. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I have too much echo here. Let me turn this thing off. Too much echo here. Turn this thing off. Yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on here. Jeez.
What windows you got running?
10. Yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on.
Close them up.
Jeez. I had this problem once before, but I don't have any other microphones plugged in. All right, well, let me leave you for a few minutes. Let me see what I have going on here. I'll be back.
All right. Cool. Another fan duct. I've only printed, I don't know, 20 or 30 of them now. I'm just not getting it quite perfect. And I'm being anal about it. What I got to do is design this part and then cut it and then redo the ducts so this never changes, which is what I think I'm going to do next if I can't get this one to work perfect. So I got this body pretty much the way I want it. It's got like a nice even transition between the two ducts and split right down the middle. Nice diagonal channels coming out. Not that you guys can see it, but there's little fins in there to keep the channel of air flowing proper. Blah, blah, blah. So this part of it I'm happy with. It's just getting the ducts to line up to the nozzle properly. The other thing I noticed is yeah, it was kind of annoying, dude. I don't know what it was. It sounded like you had another YouTube video playing in the background. And it was just rekeying the mic. Anyway, I was just glancing at crap the other night for the Hemera. I never changed my thermistor settings for my Hemera on the Duet board. And I went and looked, and E3D has a certain, they have a how to do it on a Duet. So I was just glancing through, going, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And they say, oh, you should be using this thermistor setting. So I kicked it over, and I said, okay. And I loaded it up, and all of a sudden, the whole thing shut down and it said over temp. Kicked it back on, shut off the over temp warning so I could see what the hell was going on. It was registering at like 1,000 degrees C. I'm like, well, it's not 1,000 degrees Celsius. It's like 24.5 or whatever in the room. So I kicked it back to the same thermistor that I had before, and now it's working fine. PTFE lube or super lube. Super lube is a PTFE lube, so it's the same crap. You shouldn't lube the rods. You should pack the bearings with a grease packer that I designed. I'm assuming you're using regular LMUs. If you're using regular everyday LMUs, you get I designed a grease packer that screws right onto the super lube tubes. You're using the tube. And it screws onto the tube, and you slide the LMU on there, and you put the little cap on there, and you squeeze the bottle or the tube a few times, and it packs grease right into the bearings. Just like packing bearings in a car. It's not that easy. You got to be careful because I've blown out the back of the tube because it takes a lot of pressure because the holes are so small because it's a little LMU. And you got 3D printing that you gotta have to pull together. I almost wonder if a resin printer would do better if I can make it smaller and hold together better. But anyways, that'll pack your bearings in, and then you turn it, pull it out. That'll roll the bearings, slide it back in. Do it 2 or 3 times. You got to roll the bearings because it won't pack the back channel. It'll only pack the front channel. I can show you. Where's new window? Let's see. Can we even get on Thingiverse? Wow, look at that. Came right up. It's loading pretty fast. Ah, here we go. And signing in. Wow. Everything's loading really, really fast. My things. That ain't loading so fast. Did you? Oh, dude, you should get on for 5 minutes. Not that it matters, I guess. We've all seen the mirror now. I've only shown it off like 1,000,000 times. But it's so cool, isn't it? It's like, I really wish they'd used a smaller motor. There's no need for that big-ass motor. You could use a smaller motor, and then that thing would be so compact. I'm almost hoping some Chinese company will come out with the mounting system, you know, for the motor, but use a pancake. And Thingiverse is all locked up. So my mini factory it is. Where's my mini factory? There it is. Oh, now it's going to load. Stop. Reload. Look at that, now it's loading. Somewhere in here. Very, very long time ago. So it's going to be down a ways. Nut and bolt for Wiley's robot. And now it's locked up. There it is. A couple of people have modified it too. Copy. Paste. There you go. Use your grease packer. There's like 8 or 10 of them, but one of them fits the screws right onto the thing. Yeah, you should pre-pack them. Yeah. You should. You should do an unboxing. Although there's like 1,000,000 of them already. You know, it's kind of why I didn't do one. But whatever. Probably one of my highest viewed videos now is my 1 week after getting it video. I'm going to do it again now that I found issues. More issues. I want to make studs for it so you don't have to use those little itty bitty bolts. That's the only thing that really drives me nuts are those little tiny bolts. So would that thing end up costing you like $300 frickin' by the time you got it and shipped it and paid all your VATs and taxes and crap? It was one expensive frickin' hot end for you, I would imagine. It's all bright and sunny out. Although it's kind of clouding up now. Looks like a piece of rubber chrome sleeve. What looks like a piece of rubber chrome sleeve? What are you talking about? Oh, the LMU. Oh, that's not bad. It's like 128 for me, I think. Yeah, $130 by the time you're all said and done. You're only paying a few bucks more, which is understandable. Yeah, you ordered it direct through E3D, didn't you? A little vent thing going. My air duct to go with my air channel-y thing. I like purple. It's very purple. Looks blue on the camera, but it's very purple. The camera is wrong. So very, very wrong. Oh, I just noticed I used the wavy infill. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. You can see it. Nice wavy infill. Oh well. 'Tis what it is. You know, it is what it is. We have go away. It says 10 more minutes or 4 more minutes, depending on which end of the duet you want to believe is left for time. So who's going to watch the Super Bowl tonight? This afternoon. What is it, like 4 hours? I think it starts at 6 Eastern time. 6 or 6:30, I think. Down in Florida, the Floridians. Where is the actual thing? Is it Miami or Fort Lauderdale? Can't remember which. Yeah, whatever. Still kind of expensive, but worth it. It's a cool extruder. I like it a lot. Like I said, there's a couple little things that are annoying about it, but no more annoying than anything else. They all have annoyances. The Bondtech was nice, but it was just too, I don't know. I had problems with that too. It was always binding. Once you got the filament fed into it, it was fine, but getting it fed, I kept getting binding. I'm not even sure I really like the dual gear thing. I have the least amount of problems with my old MK8 single gear drive, direct drive. It just works. Never jams, never has a problem. I will not watch the Super Bowl. Yeah, I don't blame you. Kind of late for you anyways. The only time I ever watch it is for the ads anyways. It's kind of reverse of every other show in the world. You ignore the actual show and watch the ads. Now they've made such a big deal out of the ads that they're not even good anymore. They're just expensive and stupid. Now they're doing it. Oh, this is going to be the new Super Bowl ad, and they're showing it a week or two ahead. It's like, then it's not a Super Bowl ad if you're already showing it. It just makes no sense pre-showing your Super Bowl ads. Make a big deal about them afterwards. You know what I mean? I just clicked the wrong thing. It's 78 degrees today. I'm wearing shorts. Good for you. I'm wearing you too, spaghetti monster. So, anyways, anybody want to jump in here? Who's even watching? There's only 4 people watching. Probably because everyone's watching the pre-games. What's up, Terry? Jump in, Terry. Somebody jump in. I'm getting bored of myself already. So, bring the kids on too. We'll keep it somewhat kid-friendly. Let them dance around in front of the camera. As long as they're not watching the football game. No. I don't care if they watch a football game either, to be honest with you. I'm not really anti-football. I just sound that way. I just think it's a waste of money. I honestly think if they could get every single fan of every single sport to just boycott sports for like 6 months and say, look, you guys got to start lowering the prices of this crap. You're making too much money. They would have to lower the prices of stuff. That's the biggest thing I have with sports is they're just so over the topics. I mean, they're getting thousands of dollars for tickets to go watch a football game. Come on. That's just, you're just being a sucker if you're spending thousands of dollars. They don't even need it. They make millions and millions off the ads. They make billions off of the television company, whoever's broadcasting it that year. Now, only one's allowed to broadcast it. Ducks. Wank, wank. Duck. You've been ducted. Abducted. La-di-da. La-di-do. Yeah, I would love to see like every fan just boycott sports for like, yeah, and all the merch. It's just, they make so much money off of all the side stuff. The actual game, going to the stadium and watching a game should not be all that expensive. You shouldn't have to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to go watch a fucking football game. I don't care how much of a fan you are. It's just a waste of freaking money. I can think of better things to do with a couple of grand and go watch a dumbass football game. That doesn't even mean anything because next year it starts all over again. It's all sports. It's not just football. It's all of them. They've just gotten to the point where they're over the top, stupid, expensive. Over the top. Unnecessary. Overpriced. Crap. Well, yeah. I only made $1 million this year. It's like, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Replacements with Keanu Reeves. The best line in that whole movie is the one guy going, of course I need more money. You know how much it costs to insure my Ferrari? It's like, don't care, dude. Don't want to hear you bitching because you got a Ferrari. That just makes no sense to me. I don't think I raised that quite enough. But maybe I did. Let's go together and find out. Bring this thing here over, which is why it's here. I don't get glue all over my desk. Not that it matters, because it's already covered in glue anyways. You guys can actually see what the hell I'm doing then. Yeah, where's my little makeup-y thing? Right here. Let's get the old glue off of it first. Let's put some new glue on there. Design a new over. Oh, for like holding the camera so you can do a thingamabobbies. Jesus, it's just pouring out of there. Way too much. Oh no. Oh, that's what this thing's for. Brush it around, get it nice even coat. Make sure it's not in the channel of airflow, because, you know, we like airflow. Kind of the whole point of this thing. Stick it together, line it all up, wiggle it around a bit, make sure it's evenly coated, well lined up. So yeah, I'm gonna have to play with that flare thing again. Oh, I didn't even see you in there, Terry. Sorry. I was gluing crap together. There you go. You're on now.
Hey, there I am.
Hey.
How's it going?
I'm snorting gloop. Oh, catching up blows off a gloop.
There we go. I'm just printing some stuff to paint that M3DM that I'm always posting about there, her models. She's having a painting competition, so I'm working on this. It's her Forest Guardian.
That looks pretty cool. Is that resin printed?
Resin, yeah.
I was gonna say it's too tiny to be FDM.
Yeah. She's having a competition for both, but
I'll tell you what, screwing with this thing, I'm getting really, really, really good at doing the what do you call that infusion where you take two and you go between them?
loft.
Lofting, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting really good at lofting.
Oh yeah. What is that? Your loft in there?
Huh? It's actually a air duct for the Humera.
Oh yeah. Cool.
Fan mounts in here, but I'm lofting the channels, trying to get them to flow smoothly, and I've even got little dividers in there because everyone says that actually makes the airflow better by giving it a direction.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's true or not, but the people that say it have more education on aerodynamics and hydrodynamics and all that crap than I do, so I'm gonna have to go with what they say.
Yeah, I don't know about any of that stuff. I got a buddy that got a CR10S after I did, and I changed. I mean, I didn't change a whole bunch on mine, but like I've got a micro Swiss hot end, and I put like the metal extruder, and I put the I can't think of the name now, or the bullseye fan duct.
Yeah,
and
I have a problem with the two fangs or bullseye fans that come down and point directly at each other from opposite sides, because it doesn't. The whole point is to take the heat, cool it, and carry the heat away. If they're hitting each other, you just get circular turbulence. Where that's why I keep doing this, where it's like hitting from two different directions, but they're they hit in the middle at the nozzle and then carry the heat away in another direction.
Yeah.
There's no direct.
Yeah, and like the stock, like my prints are good now. Like my printer's dialed in, but like my buddy who just got a CR10S, I don't know, probably a year ago, but his is right stock. He's still running like Marlin, like 1.17 or whatever it is, 1.7.
It works.
Like whatever came on the Hicktop printer that he bought, or maybe it was a Smart maybe CR10S. I don't know. Whatever. It's a CR10S anyways. And he's getting really good prints on his too. Like I think it's a lot of it is your slicer settings.
Yep. It's 90% your slicer settings. Once you get basic motion control under control.
Yeah. And he's got the stock fan duct on his. But
Yeah. I've honestly got to say the Max Micron, I think I got the best prints ever back before I knew what I was doing, and I was using like Cura 1.1759 and Marlin 1.0. It had Marlin 1.00 on it when I first got it. And I got amazing prints back then.
Yeah.
The more I screw with it, the worse I think I'm making it.
Yeah, it's kind of like you mess with something and then your print's stuck, but you like, I don't know, you work on it, you change your profile, you get everything, and then you got sweet prints, but you go back to a print that you did before you made any changes, and it's actually pretty good. Like,
yeah. Yep. I play with them because it's like I always say, now that I got it printing good, I got to fix it.
Yeah.
That's half the fun to me is doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah. It depends for me, like what's going on. Like I've been so busy printing these catch covers that I can't afford for my printer to go down.
Yeah. Well, you're actually using it for, I'm just playing.
Yeah, it's been like, I don't know, it's been going steady for 2 months pretty well. I don't know, it's rested for half an hour when I forget I've got a print finished kind of thing in 2 months. So,
well, that's good. I mean, do you actually make any money off of those things?
Oh yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Like I sell them for $30 each.
Really?
And
it's just like a drain cover, ain't it?
Yeah, like pretty well. Like they're big, right?
Yeah.
But
like
I mean, I'm selling
a drain cover.
Yeah. But they're super popular. Like I just and the only advertising I've done is on ice fishing forums. So
that's
and then
cool. Good for you.
I sell these smaller ones, so they're, I don't know if you can see the size difference really, but one's meant for the 10-inch ice augers and one's for the 8-inch.
I think I got it all.
But it only takes like, I don't know, 3.5 hours to print, and I can get about 4 out of or a little more than that out of a spool. So I don't know. I checked. I think it cost me. I've got this watt meter, and it was like 17 cents or something to print one, and then like in electricity, and then I don't know. Like I think there are 300 grams of filament.
So you don't need a day job. Not that you'll get rich off of it, but.
Well, I've got this thing coming here pretty quick, actually. So I had last year. I had this manufacturer or a distributor of fishing gear get a hold of me, and at the time I was just like, not a chance. Like I didn't have time or anything. And he's reached out to me here again this year, and now I've got some time, and we're in the city, so we're just like way different situation. But so next week I'm going to look at, or this week now I guess. I'm going to look at like patents and actually doing it legitimately. So, but he's this guy is in a lot of like retail stores and stuff. So it'd be pretty interesting. But,
cool. Hey, I don't know. Even if it keeps you going for 6 months to a year, and 6 months to a year.
Exactly. And I don't know. 3D printing is fun for me, but my I don't know. I like designing. Like I like making practical designs or whatever. And I'm not interested in like. I don't want it to be work. I guess and it almost feels like work if that's all you're doing.
That's why I keep doing this stuff like this, because I like playing in Fusion, and then I like the 3D printing as much as the designing because I like seeing my design come to life.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like that too, for sure. Yeah.
But I definitely like I'll sit in Fusion all damn day long, and just completely lose track of time.
Yeah.
I used to do that in like organic apps. Now I haven't touched one of them in a while. I keep trying to, and I don't know. The mechanical stuff makes more sense to me these days.
Yeah, me too. But you were in construction, right? You were a contractor?
Yeah. But I actually went to college for graphic arts and design. And
Oh, yeah.
I think I made this hole a little too small.
You're a carpenter? Like a journeyman carpenter?
Yeah, we don't have that really here like you guys do. You just do it. You don't have to like go to school or anything in the United States.
There's lots of that here too, but like just guys just doing it or whatever.
Yeah. I was more of a general contractor for like the last 10 or 15 years.
Yeah.
In the last 5, I was actually I worked for a fence guy. Installing.
Oh, yeah.
And I actually didn't install him. He used to sell real fancy upscale cedar fence. And I'd put infusion and I'd do all the little curly cues and all of that. I'd get the customer to approve it. And then I'd go out in the shop and get a jigsaw or a router and make it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's good money in that for sure too.
Yeah, it could have been all right. The guy I was working for is kind of an idiot. I mean, I had it made, no question about it. But he was making buku bucks off of me, and he kept he's just being a jerk about the money, and it just wasn't worth it. I'm making him thousands and thousands and thousands, and he's paying me, a couple $100.
Yeah.
Screw you. And then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna lay everyone off and keep a couple of you guys on for the winter," which fencing company slows down.
Yeah.
And I'll pay you cash. Well, he wants to take $5 an hour off because he's paying us cash. It's like.
And the thing is I don't know what it's like in the States, but here, so if an employer pays you say $30 an hour, they're probably paying like $40 an hour because they're paying you 30, but then they're paying into like workman's comp and all that stuff, and that's the employer's end. They have to pay that stuff.
Right.
So to me, if they're paying you cash, there's a benefit there for them too. Like,
well, yeah, no, because
they're not paying that extra 10.
They pay taxes on that income that they're not writing off. So if they pay you, $500 that week, they're paying taxes on $500 income that they can't write off.
Yeah.
And that was the other thing he started doing. He's like, "Well, I'm going to start paying you cash. I'm going to take $5 or $10 an hour off, and I'm going to write you a check, and it's going to have something like, I bought a refrigerator from you, so I can write it off." It's like that's when I was like, "Nah, I'm done."
Yeah, that's BS. That's like I don't know. I've worked for cash once or twice, like when I was quite a bit younger, but I don't know. It's kind of like when people start screwing around like that, it's not worth it.
No.
Like you're putting a risk into you when you're doing that.
It's really not here in the States. You're not really risking anything except for, the IRS finds out that they'll make you pay taxes on it, which you do anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like for taxes, I think they generally give you the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, they always go after the employer over the employee. There's even a slight quorum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what the oil industry is like for you guys for construction, but so Alberta, that's the province next to mine, and even Saskatchewan here, we have a huge natural gas and oil economy, I guess. And the oil crash, it's still rolling through. Lots of trades lost their jobs, and when the oil industry doesn't have money to spend, they're not building things. If they're not building things, the suppliers aren't making money, and if they're not making money, it's just like it rolls downhill.
Yeah, it's like anything.
A long ways. So it's still a lot of people are still suffering, but I don't know. A lot of my buddies, when I was going to school, hadn't worked for like a year probably.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I'm almost missing not working.
Hey, look who's in the chat. How's it going, Ryan?
What? Mr. Buttram. Jump in, Mr. Buttram. I know you want to. You can't. Oh, this isn't going to work. I'm going to need glasses. That's all there is to it. I cannot see what I'm doing. You guys couldn't see what I was doing. I really dislike these little nut and bolt things on the Amera. It's really the only thing I really dislike about this thing.
What kind of camera, Thomas, are you putting on that overhead cam you're building?
Is that not ringing? One grab. Why won't you grab? There we go. That's snug and tight. Put the fan back on. Snaps into place. Put the bolt in. Bolt in. Screw the fan into place. I love using this 0.3 nozzle for some of this stuff.
I
really
only ever downsized my nozzle once, and I had a hell of a time with it. Are you working way slower?
I should a 0.8 nozzle at 0.3 layer height is what I meant.
Oh, yeah, that's basically what I'm doing there too.
I love the big nozzle with the.
Yeah, the parts are way stronger too, eh?
Well, it's faster, stronger. You're not going round and round and round and round.
Yeah.
That looks about right. Not going to hit the build plate anymore. This one I had a little too close. And I had to melt it so it would work. You can, I don't know, can you see? You can see where I melted it right there. I hit it with the hot air gun to get it so it wasn't rubbing. But I really didn't like it. So I reset it in Fusion and printed another one because, you know, that's half the fun. Prototyping, baby. That's my bang. My joy. My love of life. I like to prototype.
I gotta get, I can't really show you, or maybe I can.
This isn't even all.
That's what I'm using here, Thomas, for
Oh, that's pretty cool.
phone mount.
Did you 3D print that?
I printed it. Yeah, it's not my design or anything, but I actually
think I like the prototype.
Okay.
It's all the same damn thing with like a 0.5 millimeter changes in it.
Yeah. JTOG had that competition like last year about who could, with 3D printed parts only, stretch out as far as they possibly could. So I found this like articulating arm design that had you like 3D print the nuts and bolts too. And I can't remember, but I was stretched out probably like 7 feet. Like it comes with a clamp, so I clamped it to the table. Everything's 3D printed. And yeah, it's stretched out about 7 feet. It's pretty strong. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I've been doing all my videos with I got a little Canon camcorder that I've been using, but I've been thinking everyone's using their phones and iPads and they're coming out beautiful. It's like, you know what?
Like I'm using my phone right now. But I use I got like this spare Note 5 phone, and then I'm using a Note 8 to film right now, and then I was using this for my third camera, just a T3i Canon.
Yeah, that's above and beyond me.
I actually find my phone camera, gets, like for this kind of stuff, gets the best picture and sound.
Yeah. I bet.
I wish I could use it while I was recording.
Heat that puppy up.
Yeah, Thomas, that's the same. I don't know if the S9 Plus is the same as the Note 10, but I think pretty similar cameras anyway. They're pretty nice.
And the flashlight. I find myself using the flashlight on this phone more than anything.
Yeah, I use it tons too.
Use it a lot.
At our new place, or at our old place, we were living at like small town at the end of a power line. So the power went out all the time, and I had a generator, like a standby generator, 17 kilowatts. So it was like enough to run our house and the neighbor's house if we had to. And we never thought about having flashlights and stuff. We moved to the city, and I'm like, well, it's the city. We're not going to have problems. The first week we were here, some idiot got drunk and drove into like the utilities power pole, like the high voltage lines, and broke them. And I think the power was out for like 2 days. No flashlights.
We lose power here. We usually lose it for weeks at a time.
Yeah, that's why. Same as when that small town, like a generator. I don't know. It was on natural gas too, so auto start, auto transfer, everything. Like you do nothing and the thing starts, and it would run for a year if you had to. Like no main tanks to change.
With my parents down there, we've been talking. Me and my brother's been talking. They're like 10 grand to get a good one now.
Yeah, well, like you guys have Costco's, right?
Generac. Got it. Costco's just came in like a month or two ago, just before Christmas.
Oh yeah. Well, they sell a Honeywell branded generator there, standby generator, but it's actually a Generac generator. Same thing. It's like that's what we used to sell at work, and like they're top of the line. Like they're super good. Like residential ones, anyways.
Are you talking about a portable, or are you talking about on a concrete slab with the switches?
Yeah, you can get either, but there's options. There's mine was hardwired like to the panel. I had the transfer switch inside the house.
Yeah.
And you can either put only some circuits on them if your generator is too small, or you can do your whole house, which is what I had. But then they also have these smart meters. They're trying to think of the name, like Quick Gen or something like that. And basically you take the meter on your house and you pop it off, and it's a transfer switch that goes on your meter, and then your meter socket goes over top, and it's got a little plug on the bottom. So then you buy a portable generator, and you can get 30 amp ones or 50 amp ones. But then you have to go outside and start your generator. That's the only disadvantage. Like the concrete slab ones, your power goes out, it knows it goes out. There's a battery built in, it runs, kicks on, and then once it's running for about a minute, it sends a signal to your transfer switch. It automatically switches, and then away you go. And as soon as the power comes back on, it's monitoring that too. So it'll let your generator run for a minute past when it's been turned on to make sure it's not just temporary. Then it transfers it to the utility and then kills your generator.
Yeah, that's so the biggest problem I have is this is all electric heat.
Yeah, but electric heat is like it's a resistive load, so it's not like a 17 kilowatt or like I think Costco sells a 21 kilowatt one for they're $5,000 Canadian, so it's probably like 3,000 at Costco. But then the trouble is you have to get somebody to
hook it up,
get natural gas to it, or they're dual fuel though. Like you can put natural gas or propane, but if you have natural gas, I would pipe that over because then it'll run indefinitely. So
don't have either.
And then you need then you need an electrician to tie in the transfer switch and stuff because you're dealing with the main from your before the disconnect on your panel. Like you go from right now you have a meter outside. And
I know all about it. I've been looking into them. I got so much juice in this house. Our power bill is ridiculous because we got a 450 amp service in the house, and I've got a 250 amp out in the garage.
You have a 450 amp service in your house?
Yep, it's electric heat.
That's
all electric everything, electric stoves, electric refrigerator, electric heat, and that's actually not big enough. I need to get. I'm gonna have to get a daughter panel to properly rewire this house in a few years.
Yeah, that's a lot of power.
It is.
Like I mean, a generator will handle that resistive heat like that. It's the trouble is like motors. Like the
fans and everything for electric heat.
Yeah, it's because you have all your I don't know, your bars and whatever loads. Like when a motor starts up,
heat is when it kicks on and off.
Pardon me?
The load for the electric heat, because it's all 220, which you guys are all the time. This is we're 110, and only my electric heat stove and washer and dryer are 220. And when this kicks on, when one of these baseboard panels kicks on, you watch that meter jump.
Oh yeah.
Spinning, and then once it gets going, it slows right down.
But when those start up, your lights won't dim. But when let's say when your fridge compressor starts up, sometimes your lights will dim, and that's because of the motor pulling current away from everything. Whereas electric heat doesn't do that. It's like I don't know. There's no wasted power, I guess, in electric heat. It's super efficient, but it's expensive as hell.
It's really not when they're. You got to remember, this was built in 1970 too.
Oh yeah.
Everything.
I mean, like the cost of electricity.
This baseboard, because my father years ago left the window open and they went on vacation. It rained and it rotted this baseboard away. This used to be the master bedroom, so I had to replace this one baseboard. It's the only brand new baseboard in the house. It's actually 5 years old, probably.
Yeah, there's nothing to them. Like they should last forever. So
yeah, they pretty much do. I take them off every 5 years and grind them down.
There's no wasted heat. Like every watt of power you put into it, you get out of it. So like we have natural gas furnaces here, and they're getting pretty good, but still they're like 96% efficient. So every dollar you put into it, you're blowing 4 cents out of the house in heat, right?
Get on the fan 100%. Let's see how much my thermistor drops. It's down 0.2, 0.3, 0.2, 0.4, and it's dropping, but it hasn't dropped a full degree yet. It's getting ready to, though. It's still going down.
Thomas said he sold his T3i. Is that Sony a6000 a way better camera?
It's holding it 1 degree. 1 degree drop, which I can deal with. It used to do 5 or 10 with the other one. So that means I got the fan directed a little better. It is that problem. Yep. Yep. Tip of the nozzle is almost cold. I can actually touch it. That's good. All right, I can kill that, let it cool off. And then I'm going to re-PID tune this thing. I don't get what, something doesn't make sense. I'm gonna go look at that again. New window.
I'm gonna go check my
because firmware modifications. Let's see if I go over here and then over here and then share screen over here. Share the entire screen, why not? Then I go back to here and it's this one. You guys can actually see what I'm reading. And if you go down here, it says to flip this over, blah, blah. 409, I've got mine at like 400, I think. Over USB connection. There's a printer control, blah, blah, blah. Don't care about that. But this thermistor setting, if I take this for firmware and 1.17 and later, which I have the 2 point whatever, send the following command instead. M305 P1 blah blah blah. If I do that, it tells me my thermistor is at like 1 million degrees. So something's wrong with this. Let's try it. That's not what I want. I want, where's my right here. T-code console. Command B. Send. Okay, it's not freaking out now. Last time it jumped right up to like 1,000 degrees when I did that.
You're adjusting that on the fly or what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
With the duet, it's one of the few things I really like about the duet. You just punch it in there and it does it.
Huh.
I am going to go right into the systems editor and do it in the config file. Heaters. This line right here. Correct? Yes. I am not going to delete that because I'm just going to go like this and uncheck it so it doesn't register. Save changes. Yes, reboot the duet. Let's see what it does now. It was about 95, so by the time it reboots, it should be in the low 90s, or upper 80s, low 90s. Still registering. It should have rebooted. Reload. So it's still reading right. Last time it literally went up to like 1,000 degrees. And they even have PID tuning settings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they tell you what the PID tune it right here. For the riprap, they say T 100,000, B 4,725, and C 7.08 E6 or E8.
My kid's having a freak over here.
That's because they're kids. That's their job. Kids always have a freak. Clean HDMI output. Yep, that'll do it. That'll do it. Yeah, in a college, you kind of have to have the backup generator. I should really have one here. We never bothered getting one because my uncle, he worked for the power company. So when we lost power, we were like one of the first ones to come back on.
Oh yeah.
Because when you're a lineman, the one thing that the state here did, if you worked for as a lineman, you were allowed at storms and stuff to go back and do family and friends when you were off hours. Back in those days, we're talking 70s and early 80s and stuff. My uncle would take the truck home. It wasn't like you go to the shop and pick up your truck, and they took their damn trucks.
Yeah. I had my truck too. Like I didn't work for the utility, but I had my own truck.
Yeah, I
still do. We had to, like, all of my work tools are my work tools. Like when you're a journeyman,
New Year's.
All my tools are mine. The only thing I wouldn't have is stuff like a power bender or something that they cost tens of thousands of dollars. So.
Yeah. The other thing that bothers me is when we lose power here, sometimes it takes us so long to get power back on. Freaking nuclear power plant is right there. And I mean right there. It is 3 miles away, tops.
Yeah.
And
I suppose it has to go
out to the island it's on.
They go out to a transfer station and then come back, probably.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just, I don't know. The one good thing is our last governor, who everyone hated and kind of I wasn't a big fan of either. But after we had a couple of really bad hurricanes and people were out with power, not just days, but weeks, and some people were months, he's like, look, power companies are going to get a small bump in pay. They raised our power like a penny or two a watt and said, look, they're going to get this money. Part of that deal is they have to go and clear all trees from power lines 15 feet on either side permanently. Like, not just put the branches, but if the tree was within range, they took the tree down. And they did. The power company was like, yay, we'll do that. And they went, and we haven't had really any major power loss since they did that. We've had some nasty. We used to lose power in a windstorm.
Free tree removal, like if there's a tree touching a power line, you just call and they come and they cut everything up.
Yeah, no, they don't do that here. They will come and drop them for you. Twice a year, you can call them up, schedule. You have to give them 2 weeks. Doesn't matter what the weather's going to be. They're going to come and drop the line. They will come and drop your line from your house to the first pole, because you own the line from your house to the pole. Anything from that pole on, they own. But the first pole from your house, you own that line. It's your responsibility. But they come and drop it for you. They'll pop it off of your house, kill your power, pop it off of your house, let you chainsaw. They'll do it between like 6 in the morning and 10 in the morning. And then they come back between 4 and 9 at night to put it back on.
Yeah, we get that. We get that too.
And people don't realize they'll do that. You can chop trees down all you want all around the power lines because the thing's laying on the ground, shut off. And then they come back, kick it, restring it and kick it back on at night. You basically have about a 4 to 6 hour window to cut your trees down. And then you don't have to worry about, I'm going to do it soon because I got a couple I got to drop.
We did that lots to put underground power in for people. So you just call the utility, they come cut it down, and then we would trench over and take it up and then kind of go from there. But we own here, we own everything. We own the meter socket and everything from there to the panel and everything. They own the meter itself and the line side of the meter socket. So like the overhead lines would be the utilities, not ours. But stuff like the mast and if you have overhead, the mast and the meter box, those are all owned by the customer. Yeah,
so all that's here too. They actually they do have a thing every 5 or 6 years. They'll come and replace your box. Even though you own it, we own it, but they'll replace it for free if it looks dangerous.
Oh yeah, here we had lots of people doing that. Like they just wanted a new, like lots of places around here had wood posts or wood masts.
Yeah.
To take the line up above their roof line, and that's not to code here anymore. You have to have a metal mast, and it has to be bolted a certain way to the house. And so anybody that ever did, like if they were doing renos in their house, if their panel wasn't brought up to code, they had to bring it up to code. Right. And that includes everything following up to the meter. So if they had an old meter with an old mast, then not only do they have to change their panel, they also have to change their meter. So it goes from like a $2,000 job to a $3,000 job.
Oh yeah, yeah. Anything, if you touch anything in a house, especially right here on the shoreline, oh my God, if I rip a wall down and it doesn't have hurricane strapping, I got to hurricane strap it. Anything I expose, I have to hurricane strap around.
Which is fair. Like if to me, I don't know, like if it's not, if you're doing a kitchen reno in Canada now, you have to bring it, at least the kitchen wiring up. Everywhere else, if you're doing like a basement reno, it doesn't matter. But kitchens, they all used to be split receptacles, like 15 up on top, 15 underneath. They scrap all that now. It's all like single 20s. You can do split 15s, but nobody really does here anymore.
Yeah, you have to have a GFI now too.
Yeah, everything has to be GFI protected from the panel and arc faulted now too. Not GFI, I should say. Everything has to be arc faulted, and anything within 1.5 meters has to be GFI'd. But the arc fault is the real pain because arc fault breakers are like super expensive, and you can get away, like, you know how you can buy a GFI receptacle? Yeah. You can buy an arc fault receptacle too, and you're okay putting a regular breaker in your panel and running a wire over to the first box, putting a arc fault receptacle in, which is way less money. The problem is that wire has to be like a metal enclosed wire, like a BX wire, basically is what we call it. But you can't just run NMD. What do you guys call that? Romax.
Coax.
Yeah, you have to actually run like a metal. So nobody does that because that wire's ridiculously expensive.
We have to convert it all to 12 gauge now too. No more 14 gauge from the panel to a kitchen or a bathroom. It has to be all 12 gauge.
Yeah, that's because they're probably making you change them all to 20 amp plugs too.
In
the kitchen. That's what we have to. We usually like
15s. We could still put the arc fault as an outlet. We put the outlet.
Split 15s. Then right. Like the circuit on the top of the receptacle and the bottom of the receptacle will be 2 separate circuits.
No, they're all, because we run it right into the GFIs now. And as long as you're first GFI is a certain distance from any water source, it can't be right next to the sink, but it's got to be the first one on line. I can run a whole kitchen off of 1 GFI up to a certain amount of considered draw.
Yeah, like in a kitchen here, we would never get away with that. Like we, I don't know, we'll put 3 circuits minimum in a kitchen, but not every electrical company is the same way though. Like we were doing fairly expensive houses, and we had our way of doing it, and it was like I don't know, you can have up to 12 circuits on 115 amp breaker.
You guys use split breakers?
Pardon me?
You guys use the split breakers where you have 2 circuits off of 1 breaker? You get the little mini.
Rarely. Like we'd put in like 80 slot panels, basically like huge 200 amp panels. But we like every room would have its own breaker. We don't mess around. Like
that's the way it should be.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm close to that.
Houses, like,
wire it right.
Yeah, like houses built in the 70s and stuff. What they would do is they would take a single circuit up to an attic, and then take it to light switches, or to like the lights in the center of the rooms.
Yep.
And then they would go from room to room to room, and every light in the house would be on the single circuit.
Yeah.
So your breaker trips, you have no lights at all anywhere in the house, and then they would pull a bunch of like the room circuits off of that too. It was just way different. Like you'd never get away with that now.
Yeah, there's a lot of wiring in this house. This was actually wired pretty good because each floor has my lights are on a separate. The whole floor is on one light circuit, but it's just by floor.
Yeah,
so it's only the 3 or 4 rooms.
That's pretty typical of your houses.
Yeah,
like our code, like the Canadian electrical code,
it's per floor.
Yeah, the Canadian electrical code usually follows the national electrical code, like the U.S. one. But I'm on the I'm on the trade board for electrical. So we do like I don't know. We don't decide what gets written into the CEC, but we do all the like examinations and whatever else. So, but it's kind of neat, all that stuff.
You got any aluminum wire still hanging around up there?
Pardon me?
You got any aluminum wire left hanging around up there?
Oh yeah, all over. It's actually
that crap. It used to snap.
Well, they're bringing it back now. Like, you can use it, but you have to be.
You can't use it at all.
I think the NEC's brought it back too, but you have to use like anti-aux on everything, and you're always up one size of wire, and your connections have to be different, and like it's changed a bunch.
I don't even think we can use it at all. It's just like outlawed here. Too many houses.
No, it was here for a long time, but they brought it back. Like when we did farmyards and stuff, like farm services, where we might be trenching 500 yards from the like transformer to the first panel. We'd run aluminum wire, but we're talking like 750 kc mil, like wire like that big, single conductors.
Yeah, you know what? I think our outside lines are still aluminum.
Could be, yeah.
You know, all the crap running up and down the house and from the poles and everything's all aluminum.
Could be. They did lots of that. The only thing that has to be
copper
is the ground.
My house line is like double the size of normal house lines. I'm pretty sure mine's aluminum.
Could be, yeah.
In the 70s, although it's been rewired since then.
Yeah.
When I had the box, we had our power box rot out because when they put it in, they never caulked it proper to the house, so the rain was dripping down it into the box every time it rained.
Yeah,
and the whole freaking bottom of the box.
No weather head on it.
Huh?
They didn't have a weather head on it?
No, it's exposed. There's no weather head anywhere. It's all exposed wire in the house. There's no piping or anything. Just nailed right to the side of the fucking house. Goes into the box, and then has the box right into the, right from the meter box right into the house.
Straight into the box.
That's the roof where it came out of the meter box and went straight into the house. It's just, it's not your normal,
It's like a flat. Is it a flat wire?
6-inch freaking round aluminum, I think. It's huge. It's like round. No matter what.
Probably a tech cable.
Yeah. Well, we had some fancy electrician wire his house. He was a friend of my parents when they first wired it.
Yeah, that's what they use lots of that in the oil field. We I don't know. We put that in a couple times, where we absolutely had to because it's an actual cable, so you can bend it, but it doesn't look as clean as like conduit.
Yeah.
So, but sometimes it's just
Conduit
there's times where you just couldn't run it. But,
when I did the garage,
Yeah,
I ran
so-
all conduit all the way, 4-inch pipe, drain caps, trip lines, the whole 9 yards.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I got a full 200 amp service up in the garage.
Yeah, that's ideal if you can get a. Oh, there's mics in the thing there. Hi, Mike.
Like,
Yeah. Like the ideal thing is a split meter where you have your meter, whether it's underground service or overhead, and then you've got two that come off of there, one to the house and one to a garage or whatever. But I don't know. Every house is different, I guess.
house. I have it come out of, because that's part of why I have the 400 amp service, because it goes into my 400 amp service into the house, and then I have a shut off coming out for the garage.
Yeah.
So I get shut off the whole garage from inside the house.
Yeah.
And it's got the backup. Originally, when I built the garage, I was gonna put a backup generator out there behind it. So I've got all the boxing and everything. There's no electronics or anything in there, but there's an actual box for one of those auto switches for when the generator comes on.
Yeah.
The box is sitting there. There's nothing in it. It's just a wire running through it, but it's there.
That's in your garage?
No, it's in the house.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I was going to backfeed it. I was going to put the generator out behind the garage and then backfeed it from the generator into the house.
Yeah, it's not allowed.
Well, yeah, no, it is. As long as you have that
That's
switch.
like you have to run into the switch. Yeah. There's tons of farmers around here. Farmers around here, they would take like an old dryer plug and just like wire it to the outside of their house. Take a generator, cut the cord off, put a dryer cord on, and the power goes out. They would turn the main breaker off in their garage and fire up the generator. So now they're generating power and they're feeding and whatever. Everything works fine. And then you got the guys that would forget to turn off the main.
Yeah, so it's backfeeding the lines, and the line guys get used to that.
And a lot of guys don't realize that transformers work both ways. So yeah, you've got your 240, 120 volt out from your generator, and you're using it in your house, no problem. And then it goes out of your meter, out to the lines, and then it hits the transformers, and it knocks it up to 14,000 volts. And the linesman working on fixing the line get blown off the pole because I don't know. There have been guys that have been charged for that.
Oh yeah, we're not even allowed to do that.
Oh no, it's super illegal here too. But
yeah, no, we have. They have all switches and fuses and crap on my lines now. So if I even did that, it would just pop the fuse out by the transformer.
Yeah, well, they're pretty safe. Like they disconnect either, like the linesmen. I mean, they disconnect both sides and then they ground all their lines.
Yeah.
So like they'll lay a copper wire over top of all three phases and drop it down and put a spike down. Or every pole usually has a spot they can just hang their ground wire. So if somebody does do that or something gets energized, it like immediately blows. Like they're pretty safe.
Yeah, we have big freaking like fuses, I guess they are, that are hanging off the lines. If I backfeed, it'll pop that fuse instantly.
Yeah.
So it's like a one-way type of thing. If it senses it coming the other direction, it just pops that fuse.
Yeah. But the big thing is I don't know. Like your generator, if you had like even like my standby generator, it's making its own sine wave, right? Based on like how the motor's running itself. It's not in time with the utilities because you're killing the power. But we did these experiments in school where we built like a circuit load and transferred. We started up our own generator and then transferred the load from the utility to our generator and then back from our generator to utility. But we tried to like get our generators to provide power to the grid. So they have it all set up so that you can do that. Well, you can hear it as soon as you hit the switch. You're not pushing the utility around with your generator. It's just like there's nowhere near enough power in your generator to do that. So it's just like you just hear your motor like
dog out.
Just so that it doesn't like that very much. It lines up the sine waves basically is what it's doing.
Yeah, that's the other reason they're trying to outlaw the solar around here. Backfeed. You can have the solar, but you can't backfeed the grid because they don't want to. You know, they don't want
do lots of that here,
like
net metering and stuff.
They're working on it.
Yeah, but that's all. Like here, you have to have smart inverters and stuff, and like every panel's monitored, and we do backfeed to the grid, but you can never zero your bill. Like it's called net metering is what they do. So you'll never make money, but you can reduce your bill down to like the monthly charge or whatever it is.
Yeah. I've been thinking about getting solar just to aid because, I mean, again, it won't juice this house. There's too much power draw, but
there's huge grants here for a long time. But
my electric bill is $400 a month every month, no matter what, because we did the whole, monthly setup charge instead of getting a $2,000 or $3,000 bill in the middle of the winter. We get a $400 bill. It's $400
or whatever.
Which still isn't. I mean, everyone's like, "Oh, that's expensive," but you know what? My neighbor's house is the same size as this, a little bit bigger. There's more people living there now, but there wasn't. And he's like, "Oh, it's so expensive." I'm like, "How much is your gas bill?" "Oh, it's $120. How much is your electric bill?" "Oh, $120. How much is your propane bill?" "Oh, $120.
Yeah,
you want $375. You're only $25 a month cheaper, and they run a wood stove, so their heat be almost nothing. Yeah. That doesn't include their wood stove. If they weren't running that wood stove, all the gas and oil.
That's nice heat. That's a lot of work. Yeah.
Because they have partial propane and partial oil for their heat.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me. I don't know why they did that. But.
Yeah, we pretty well everything here is natural gas. But I don't know why. Like, so our province is enormous. We have 1 million people living here in this great big area. And everyone's so against nuclear power. And I've never understood that. Like, I don't know. To me, that's the answer, I think.
Yeah, it is and it isn't.
Well, like you take coal, like we have a ton of coal power plants, right?
Huh?
Like we have so much coal, so many coal power plants, and I don't know, just it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
and
coal. Well, you guys run 30 or 50% of your power in Canada is hydro, isn't it? It's water.
There's a lot of hydro out east, like Quebec and Ontario, I think. Yeah. But out this way, it's coal plants or like we have some power, hydro power as well. But they're trying to get like 50% solar out here. But I don't know. I don't understand it. They could throw a few nuclear power plants up, and Canada's got these like super high tech nuclear reactor. Like their technology is really good. I think. I don't know. I don't understand it. But
there's two problems with nuclear. Actually, there's three problems with nuclear. Again, I got a nuclear power plant literally right out my window.
Yeah.
I mean, if the trees weren't there, you could see it. It's literally right there. It's out on it's not on an island, but it's basically an island out right on the sound. But one, upkeep. The thing shuts down for a month 3 times a year because they have to keep it up. They have to be able to go in there. Paying for all that upkeep is ridiculous. My neighbor actually works over there. She works for a month 4 times a year while they're doing it, and all she does is stand at the door with the little badge and reads everybody badges as they go in and out of the reactor area to see if they're getting radiated and marks down. She works 12 hours a day, 7 days a week for like a month straight and gets paid ridiculous amounts of money. But upkeep is ridiculous. Getting rid of nuclear waste is just a nightmare.
Yeah.
And if there's any kind of accident, you're screwed.
Yeah, but I mean, they have
the iodine.
It's like
6 months, but it's like
people say like, oh well, the accidents and stuff. To me, like the safety measures, especially in a country like Canada or the U.S., the safety measures are so high. I don't see that happening. But so people say, well, what about natural disasters? So earthquakes and tsunamis and stuff. Well, we probably live in the safest place in the world, like Saskatchewan. So we're right smack in the middle of Canada. There's no tectonic plates around here. There's no tsunamis. There's no ocean. Like it might get cold, but I don't know. There's no land movement. There's no whatever. I don't know. And we have so much area.
There's so
and the other big thing with nuclear is you need water because you need to be able to cool it down. And we have tons of water here.
You can do it in the ground, especially up where you guys are, where it's so cold.
Yeah.
You could geothermal do it.
Yeah.
No, I don't have a fireplace one, Raz. My parents, when they were in the military down in Texas back in the 40s or 30s or whenever it was that they were in there, somebody had a wood stove and started a fire and went on call and burned down like 500 homes on a military base and killed a whole bunch of people. So my parents are, that's why we got all electric. They don't want a flame in the house. We have electric stoves and electric dryers and electric. There is no gas, no oil, nothing in this house because my parents are so paranoid of it.
Yeah.
There's not an open flame anywhere in this house. Unfortunately. I'd have a wood stove in his place in a heartbeat. They were to pass. Actually, I'd probably just sell it and move because I really don't want to live here. But
yeah, we have natural gas furnace and we have natural gas fireplace.
We just get up and leave. Believe it or not, I've had this house. We've gone without power in the middle of a winter storm for like a week and a half, and this house never drops below 50 degrees. And it's like wind chills, unreal, 20 below zero outside. This house always stays at 50 degrees. I don't know what it is. It was pretty deep.
Wouldn't happen here.
Pretty
if you
insulated.
You lose power here, you'd better have a backup because it would be bad. Doesn't take long to freeze your house if it's minus 40 outside.
Yeah, no. I've had literally a week with negative degree temperatures back in the 70s and 80s when we had a blizzard that came through and wiped everything out. And this house never dropped below 50 degrees inside. I mean, we all moved out of it because we didn't know. But we came here every day, made sure everything, drained all the water lines just in case and everything. But never dropped. We could have stayed here. I mean, it would have been cold. 50 degrees is chilly, but you'd live.
Yeah. One where I was asking if the power goes out, how do you warm the house? We have a natural gas fireplace.
Which still needs power to start up, don't it?
I use batteries for it.
Oh,
it's
better.
run on, it's like a water heater, like a natural gas water heater. You just need it to start up, and then it has a thermocouple, and that provides the power needed for switching and stuff. But yeah, that'd basically be it. And hope the power comes back on quick.
Yeah, it's just like our well. Everyone's like, "How do you guys always have water even when there's no power?" We had a natural spring, so I got I can run the water all day long and it'll trickle no matter what because I got 4 pounds at the well. I had to put a pressure cap on my well. I mean, it's only 4 or 5 pounds, but you flush the toilet and when there's no power, you come back 2 hours later, the tank's full again.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a couple hours. It's not like regular water pressure, but you can use the toilet and get water if you need it.
Yeah. Well, I better go here. I gotta watch what my kids are doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably go take a nap before I gotta go deal with my father again.
Yeah.
He's getting outrageously obnoxious.
In the house?
Critters without cool. Huh?
He's living in the house there yet?
No, I had to move him to a home. He's in a.
Yeah.
He had another kidney stone attack and poisoned himself again and blah blah blah. Man, he's in a rehab center and I don't. He's just too far gone now. I don't see him coming back.
Yeah.
But no, he's starting to recover a little bit, and he's just pissed off and irate all the time, and he doesn't know where he is, and he's got wicked dementia. So every day is the same question: what am I doing here? Why am I not home? Like you go see him 2 hours later. What am I doing here? Why am I not home? Well, these people are mean. They keep waking me up and freaking poking me with needles in the middle of the night. Like, yes, Dad, we know. Leave me now. Yep.
No.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess my grandma went through something similar there in France, but a little different. No dementia or anything, but she did not want to go to a home. And I don't know. She's happy there now, but
he can't even go to the bathroom on his own. They have to pick him up with a freaking crane to drop him on the toilet.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. They actually have portable cranes now in those rest homes, and they literally they have a little crane that goes up and picks him up out of his wheelchair and drops him on the toilet. Picks him up, drops him in bed, puts him up, puts it back in the wheelchair.
Like, is it attached to the ceiling?
No, it's like a. You know what it reminds me of? It looks almost exactly like an engine hoist.
Yeah.
It's just a little transport. That's pretty much all it is an engine hoist. And they wheel it down the hallway and bring it right in.
We have a lot of the new homes here have like track ceilings, so it goes from the bed all the way to the bathroom to the shower, like pretty well anywhere you need to go in a room or whatever.
No, this is a rehab center. It's pretty funny watching it because it's like a little sling they sit him in, and he's just sitting there, and all of a sudden it picks him up and it just slides out from under his ass, and he can take a crap, and it slides back in under his ass, and they pick him up, put him back in the wheelchair. It's kind of bizarre.
Yeah, I used to work at a place called Camp Easter Seal. It's a camp for kids with disability. Well, not even kids, adults too with disabilities and stuff. And we had those there, but they had some different things in the pool. They had something similar, like a post, and they would go up. They could go up underneath someone's wheelchair and pick them up and turn them around and take them down into the pool, and I don't know, all sorts of stuff. All that stuff costs a lot of money.
All I can think of is this thing looks exactly like an old engine hoist. It's just a little.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's not even bigger. It's not that. I mean, it's bigger, but not even that much bigger. But it's, and they just push a button. It's all battery powered. Just lifts them up out of the chair. Freaking bizarre crap they come up with. Anyway, I think I'm gonna kill the stream and go do a few things I gotta do.
Okay, we'll talk to you later.
Later, man. Thanks for jumping in.
Yep, for sure. Later.
All right, I'm gonna kill it, guys. It's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun. Talking about electricity and stuff. So I'm gonna kill it. Have fun. Still have time to go watch the Super Bowl. It's not for another 3 hours. If you really, really want to watch the Super Bowl. If I watch it, it's so I can drink beer, eat junk food, and watch the ads. It's the only reason I watch the Super Bowl anymore. Anyway, have a good day, folks. See yous.